What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series Talk Show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we've got another banger of an episode for you.
We do. Nate, I had this idea. We've talked about it on stream multiple times about this idea for a subline. So I'm just going to set the mood, give you a hypothetical. We wake up one day. Out of the Basement is in charge of the Black Series. We're not held back by higher-ups at Hasbro, shareholders, corporate suits. We're not held back by them. And we are also, just for the sake of this being a fantasy pick, we are not held back by Lucasfilm. Ooh. So we don't need to publish 60 more Mandalorian figures. The first thing on your to-do list when you go into your new job is to come up with a viable replacement for the dead carbonized line.
Ooh, our favorite.
So that's the gist for this idea for this video, is just our idea of what they should replace the carbonized line with.
Well, Justin, before I answer that question, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you are new. Special like for spooky Figure It Out season.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy in here. So like you talked about, Justin, on stream, we've kind of talked about this idea many times, but we've really never made like a official solid video.
Right.
And for those who are unaware, yes, what Justin said is true. The carbonized line is dead in the water. We do know that it will be replaced by something, most likely a rumored hologram line.
Yeah, which is a bummer in my opinion.
Definitely, because I don't think you can go very far with holograms.
And just how hard is it to do repaints that are actually in universe? Things that we actually see on screen? Why is it so hard?
And so that's what we are going to discuss today, because my answer to your question, Justin, to replace the carbonized line, I think there's something out there that's very obvious. It is a literal no-brainer, money printing machine, maximum reuse potential line. And this idea is what we would call the Legion line.
Yes, the Legion line. If they are trying to replace carbonized with a similar line, we have carbonized, like the gimmicky sort of repaint lines. Like we have carbonized, we have the credit collection, we have the holiday stuff. Gaming Greats and Lucasfilm Publishing, those are safe.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Those are great sublines, those are safe. But to replace the carbonized, and assuming we're going the route of pretty much 100% reuse, maybe down the line in the Legion line we can get some kit bash retooling. So we could do named characters.
Right, similar to what they're doing with the publishing line right now, where they're dipping their toes in.
They are. So I came up with our first wave, because my idea would be kind of like how Archive is, they come in waves of 4. And they actually did one wave of Archive that was a troop builder wave, which I thought was great. It had the Death Trooper, the Tusken Raider. That was great. So this is sort of similar, but getting figures that are just easy repaints, essentially different legions of clones, different ranks of battle droids, different specialist positions, kind of like the rocket launcher stormtrooper. That's the route I would like to go if they are replacing carbonized. Let's get some repaints that are actually in universe. Repaints, I support them when they are in universe, and it's these sorts of lines, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
So we're kind of playing into that. But I think this is solid. I think it's a solid idea.
Yeah, and of course we're not saying that you can do any character as a repaint. Some characters, some troopers do require new tooling, new stuff like this, but it just seems so obvious, especially when it comes to stuff from the Clone Wars era with the clones themselves, and also the CIS army.
Yes.
Has many different ranks and battalions and all sorts of stuff as well for all of their droids, so...
Right. No newly tooled figures, so you won't find a super battle droid in this line, but if we were in charge In a perfect world, we would use the revenue generated from all of this repaints and reuse to get those newer unique sculpts like the Super Battle Droid, like the Destroyer Droid. So yes, we do want those as well. And quick side note, if you do like credit collection, carbonized holiday stuff, that's great. You're still welcome here. No one's hating on you here. It's perfectly fine. We actually like the Halloween troopers. Like I say sometimes, it's like candy or fast food. You know it's bad for you, but it just tickles your fancy, and sometimes you got to do it to yourself. So we are getting those Halloween troopers. We all like what we like, but I am glad carbonized is gone. So let's get into the first wave of Legion line.
I think the first option here is one that is getting to the point, it's starting to become the status of where is it?
Yeah.
Our first choice is the Wolfpack Battalion Clone Trooper, the 104th.
Yeah, the Grunt clone, because we've had Commander Wolf for years and years, and usually we get corresponding grunts to go with their commander.
Mm-hmm. We even have Plo Koon, who is the Jedi commander of the Wolf Pack, but we don't have the Grunt Trooper, so this one would be an obvious choice. We'd finally be able to flesh out the Wolf Pack ranks, and it is one of the only battalions right now that we actually don't have a Grunt Trooper for that has the commander figure released.
Yeah, the other one being the 327th Star Corps with Commander Bly, but I feel like this is a much more simple. It's literally just a repaint of the 2020 clone. You don't have to do anything else to it except, fix the knee pad. And if we're in charge, we're fixing the knee pad. So
we're going to say, stop gluing it to the top, glue it to the bottom.
Right. Knee pad's going on the lower part of the leg from here on out. But it's just obvious. And we had to start off the list with a clone. That would be such a great figure. I tried to balance this out so it's not all clones. This is the only clone.
Yeah.
But in every subsequent wave, this is the idea. Every single wave, different clone legion.
At least one clone trooper.
How great would that be? They could even eventually do a 5s, because that's just a repaint of Echo with the notch on the other side.
Which they put the notch there. They did it.
They did it.
And yeah, it goes without saying though, but I do want to state it for the record. We will buy every clone trooper, every legion, no matter what.
Agreed.
This is pretty obvious, but I always feel like we got to say it because someone also. What about list off 100,000 clones? Yes, all of those clones too.
Which, for the sake of this video, of course, we'll want to know what you guys would want to see in this line. So keep that in mind as well. Our second figure in this wave is going to be the Battle Droid Commander. This is another one where I am, especially for Hasbro, very shocking we do not have the Commander. The Commander is the one with the yellow marking, so it has the yellow circle and then the yellow up on the top of the head. They're in Phantom Menace. There's a Geonosis version of this in Attack of the Clones. They're in Clone Wars. They're even in Rebels.
And it's literally 2 extra paint apps on the figure.
Yeah, this is almost too easy. This is too easy for you guys to do.
There is something to be said, though, about how deep we've made it into the line with very few Battle Droid repaints. We did get the Geonosis one, and we did get the heavy one.
And there is a Republic Commando one coming up.
That is true. But you'd think at this point we would have a lot more of them.
Right, like the security, which is the red markings. There are so many. And while we're at it, Mr. Martin, let's get our employees to tighten those joints on the Battle Droid.
Yes. While they're at the factory, they're gonna have a little screwdriver tightening those joints down,
and they're gonna be paid a living wage, and they're gonna get full benefits, 401k, the works. They're gonna get the best health insurance. All right.
The third figure in this wave would actually be a reimagining of our, still to this day, favorite figure in all of the Black Series.
True.
And that is the Sand Trooper.
Oh yes.
While the original figure is fantastic, I definitely think it could be taken to the next level if it was on the 2020 Stormtrooper body.
Yes.
Not only that, but implement the new texture.
Yeah, the Muddy Mando texture paint.
I forget the actual name that they used for that paint system, but it is a new style of weathering that they are trying out. They've only done it on Muddy Mando so far, and I think it actually worked out great for that figure. So I definitely think that it would work out even better for a Sand Trooper, because let's face facts here. The photoreal deco printing is just not it.
We're putting a stop to that immediately.
I don't like how, to the naked eye, you can very clearly see the print dot lines.
They're poop troops.
And it really affects a lot of figures and affects them negatively. And one that was a recent example that comes to mind is the Maldo Kreese Mandalorian. The photoreal printing doesn't look bad on the non-Beskar pieces of armor, but on the Beskar pieces of armor, those print dots just stick out like a sore thumb. So I don't think a Sand Trooper would look good if it was completely covered in photoreal style, but if it was implemented with this new deco,
it could be great.
It could.
And if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know the original Sand Trooper it's almost a meme on the channel. It's our favorite. It's hard to top because the weathering on it is very, very good. They did a different helmet sculpt. Back in 2013, Hasbro did a different helmet sculpt for the Sand Trooper compared to the Stormtrooper. But I will say, the old Stormtrooper body is dated.
Oh, for sure.
So, I'm almost thinking maybe it won't be our number one favorite of all time next time. I don't know. I'm not saying that. But it also comes with the backpack and all 3 blasters.
It's loaded with accessories.
The T-21, the DLT-19, the E-11, the backpack, the pauldron. Maybe just give us all 3 colors of the pauldron right off the bat. Orange, white, and black.
They could do a deluxe build-up pack that just includes everything all at once. And then you just buy the deluxe build-up pack. If you want an army build, we'll have a separate option on our hypothetical Hasbro Pulse website for buying Stormtroopers in plastic baggies.
And we're also going to make Hasbro Pulse available internationally for everyone. But realistically, if it was Hasbro and they didn't retool a new helmet, I feel like I'd still be okay with that. If they did the textured paint and it looked really good, I'd be down for a couple more Sandy Boys. The final figure in this wave is going to be the Rebel Fleet Trooper. Now, Nate, we did find this figure for $5.99 at Ollie's, and we found 20 of them, and we only picked up a few each, and we kind of regret it.
Sometimes it doesn't pay to be a kind collector.
But that was actually a super highly desirable figure.
Right.
It was one of those odd Ollie's. It's like Rex showing up at Ollie's. It's just one of those odd case assortments. And while this figure does have the same head for every single character, it's the older gentleman who played one of the Rebel Fleet Troopers. I would want to implement maybe the Hoth Rebel Soldier thing with the different face plates and maybe make the hair detachable and put a different face on there.
Yeah.
Or they could do it like the TVC 4-pack where it's just 4 straight up different figures.
That would be awesome.
But make them different faces, you know?
Especially because one of those TVC figures is also Captain Antilles, which would be a really cool figure to see in the Black Series, just as a side note. But I do think it would be the best bet to do the faceplate technology. I own import figures that literally do the same thing, where you remove the hair, then you can take the face off.
I like that.
And swap the face and put the hair back on, and everything's fine. It looks really good. Usually the seams blend right in, so you don't have to worry about, seeing a giant line through someone's head.
Right, yeah.
So I think it could be done with hair. They could also, still just make the actual helmet itself a removable piece, and then that could hide it too on top of that.
True.
But I think that would be our best bet, and that would be something really cool to see because, the Rebel Fleet Trooper is an awesome figure. It's a great army builder, but that at the same time, if you have more than 2, you're
they just all look the same.
They all look the same because
they look like clones.
Because I have 2. I have one helmet on, one helmet off. So I'm they're kind of different.
Yeah.
But if I had a third, then I'd be
Now, what I was going to ask you, Nate, is are these going to be in Galaxy-style packaging to create a mural? Or is this going to be like Archive, where it's just like for, their separate SKUs and everything?
Well, you know me, Justin. I'm not the biggest fan of the Archive packaging. I kind of find it rather boring. It's uninteresting. The only good thing about it is the continued use of the Gregory Titus art.
True.
So,
True.
My heart will truly break when the day comes that we no longer get the little piece of triangle paper of the Gregory Titus art that I keep from all my Archive figures. But I think it would be for the greater good to just have a Galaxy-style mural box because it would be uniform with the rest of the line.
Yeah, maybe do it as separate SKUs so it's like you don't mess with the stock, like the mainline waves getting restocked and everything. Slap a sticker on it. That was kind of our idea for Archive. Put them in Galaxy, slap the Archive sticker on it. Put this in Galaxy, slap the Legion line logo on it. But let's hear from you, because if we were ever in charge of Black Series and we had no holds barred power, we would absolutely care what you guys had to say. At the end of the day, we're kind of just joking. Obviously, we're not in charge. But if Hasbro were to do something like this, how would you guys like to see it handled? Something like Archive, or would you want them just to put it right in the main line, even if it does mean repacks? And I would totally be a fan of just throwing in an Imperial Stormtrooper, regular. The regular Phase 2 or Phase 1 Clone Trooper. Throw that in there, just the regular white. But I also wouldn't be opposed to some named characters with a little bit of retooling, like Kicks or something.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's what this video is about. It's very frustrating to see them do such gimmicky repaint lines like Carbonized, like Credit Collection, when they are sitting on a gold mine of things that exist in universe, on screen. Things that actually exist in Star Wars. And it just seems so easy.
And I couldn't have said it any better myself, Justin. So that is going to bring us to the end of this week's episode of Figure It Out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars, the Black Series here on the channel. And if you'd like to support us in a more direct manner, we do also offer a channel membership for 99 cents a month. You get access to a custom Clone Trooper name badge and custom emojis that you can use on our videos and in our live streams, which are every single Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. We also do have a small collection of merch. There are links for everything down in the bio. Check out our Discord, right, Justin? Join that Discord?
Join that Discord, or I'll send this guy after you.
Special thank you to our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching, liking, and subscribing, and sharing these videos with all of your Star Wars figure-loving friends. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.